like appointments, John. Like everybody doing appointments right now. You got the online booking system.
And I really believe that's part of the downfall. Me personally, I don't feel like I'm that important enough to have the appointment. Clientele is there because I like the community of the barbershop. See, the appointment is like a cattle shoot. One in, one out. That's before appointments when they just walking in the door. Now you got the whole community in the barbershop just having conversation. You got little ones looking up to the OGs. You got the OGs giving advice. You got that dude down there that might know somebody that you might need. You don't have that no more. It's just appointment. You might pass somebody and say, hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? Oh, you go here too? Okay, I'll holler at you. And then I got to get in because my...
What's up, y'all? I hope y'all having a good day. I'm currently on the road right now, so I just thought I'd talk about a random topic. I'm going to start doing more of these random topics when I'm on the road and stuff, just to kill time. And why not? Why not do a random topic every once in a while and post it on YouTube? But the topic is how appointments ruin barbershop culture. And in my personal opinion, no, it has not. As a kid, we only had one barber in the area. And some days I had to wait 3 to 5 hours just to get my hair cut. If you don't come early, you're going to wait 3 to 5 hours to get your hair cut. It's almost like a day job just waiting to get your hair cut, to be honest. Because it was only one barber in the area. When I was younger, I lived in the city, but as I got older, I lived in a rural area. And it was only one barber. But I experienced the full barbershop culture as a kid. That means hearing the sports talk, the arguments, even some of the gossip around town. And they say, man, not supposed to gossip. Well, hey, you heard a lot of things in the barbershop of what's going on around town. To keep it a bean. Arguments, just crazy stories. I heard it all. I even seen my first shootout at the barbershop, to be honest. So, I seen it all at the barbershop. I experienced enough of barbershop culture to know at this point in time, I don't want to wait that long. I got stuff I got to do. I'd rather just schedule an appointment and get my haircut and go home. That's just more reliable for me. You can still get the barbershop culture by just doing that, You don't have to wait there for 3 hours, 4 hours to get a haircut, when you can just schedule online. But when you go there, they still talk about the same stuff, still talk about sports, still having the arguments. People be telling their stories, and you experience all that in barbershop. Get you a good laugh in, and then after you get done getting your haircut, you can go home. You just don't gotta wait as long now because you scheduled an appointment. A lot more efficient, and I love it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I like being able, when I get to the barbershop, it may be one person, he's still cutting, but I don't have to wait no 2 or 3 hours just to get a haircut because it's 5 people in front of me. I don't have to do that no more, and I don't want to do that no more. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of men that's busy and just want to get their hair cut and get it done. They got crazy work schedules. They have a lot going on. And they just want to get their hair cut and go home, right? Now, I heard another thing, right? Someone says the high prices, right? $50 to $100 haircuts is what's killing barbershop culture. Now, $100, that's outrageous, but I'm gonna keep it a bean. Around like $40 to $50 in my area, that's pretty much standard. Most barbers are charging that much. Most good barbers are charging around that much. In my area, I stay in the greater St. Louis area, so most barbers I know are charging that much in my area. About 50 $40, $50, right? That's okay for me. I don't care for paying that much, but the cost of living has gone up. Ain't no telling how much they gotta pay, for their barber booth. You gotta consider all these things, right? You gotta look at it from a business side too. Even though you just getting your haircut, you gotta look at it from a business side. They trying to make a living, they trying to make money as well. Like I said, some of these places that they're cutting in, they may have a high rent. They gotta pay a booth fee or whatever the case may be, right? So I understand that. I can do 40 to 50. When it gets to like 100, that's just outrageous to me. I'm not doing no $100 for no cut. I pay like $100 to get my hair retwisted and stuff like that. But for a cut, nah. 40 to 50 in my area. If you're in a major city, I think that's about standard. I can't speak for all cities, but in the greater St. Louis area, unless you may have an uncle or homeboy, that cut hair real good. If you go into one of these barbers, it's about $40 to $50, and I still, give a tip if they do a good job. Just be consistent. The thing that I run into is a lot of these barbers are not consistent. They kind of flaky. Uh, they not. They lack professionalism, and I'm not finna stay with no barber that's doing that. That's lacking professionalism, just acting flaky. You know, I try to do good and stay loyal to whatever barber I have. Which I found me a good barber, and I try to stay loyal to my barber. If they a good barber, they take care of me every time. We schedule an appointment. If they not able to make it to an appointment, I understand. Or they may be late. Just contact me and let me know. That's all I'm asking. But sometimes I have barbers that didn't even do that, just completely flaked on me and hit them up, asked them where they at, didn't even respond. So I'm just like, you know, if you a professional, you doing a good job every time, hey, I'm gonna stay loyal to my barber. I don't like going back and forth between different barbers and stuff like that. You know, that gets, that gets annoying to me. Trying to go back and forth to different barbers. Nah, I stick with one barber if they doing good, and I try to stay with them. But I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot of things. That's one of the things that's ruining barber culture. Some of these barbers they lack professionalism. Some of them, they not serious about their craft. They may cut hair good, but they not reliable as they need to be, or they lack professionalism. They not staying focused. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues. And then of course, yeah, $100 haircut, that's ridiculous. People is not gonna pay $100 for no haircut. Unless they got the money, like unless they just balling out of control. But even then people don't want to pay no $100 for no haircut, right? I say $40 to $50 at the most. Anything higher than that, it's just like, nah, that's ridiculous. Like I said, I can understand 40, 50 kind of being a new standard because it's like the standard in my area. And the cost of living has continuously gone up throughout the years. It's not 2012 no more, where you can get a 10 or $12 cut or whatever the case may be. It's not those days anymore. Times has changed and people got to make a living some way, somehow. So I say 40, 50 at the most. And no, I don't like waiting around, and I'd rather schedule an appointment. I know some people would rather walk in, and the barbershop I go to, they do have a specific walk-in barber, But at a certain time, they gone. But yeah, that's dead. I don't want to sit there and wait with 5 people in front of me and be like and wait 2 or 3 hours to get my hair cut. That's annoying to me. Some people rather do that. I mean, it's not that much sports in the world I can talk about or that much conversation to where I want to sit there all day like that. Like I said, I did that enough as a kid. I had that whole barbershop experience, and I'm cool on it. I'm cool on it. Like, and you can still get the barbershop experience with the appointments. You're just not gonna be there as long because you in and out. But it's still the same talk, barbershop talk. So that's all I had to say about this topic. I might do another topic too. So peace.